Development Initiative. Today we have Jerry Saunders, Executive Officer of APDS, Lisa Diffenbacher, Downtown Safety Coordinator, and myself, Dante Sledge, CPO Neighborhood Advocate, and of course, so first I would like to bring up Jerry Saunders.
All right. Thank you, Dante. What we're going to talk about today is community, promoting community safety is what our conference is about, preventing violence. I'm very excited about this conference here, folks, because I've been involved in the community, doing community service for a long time. My parents raised me to do that, so I've been doing it since I've been a very young adult. And what I have seen often, being on the practitioner side, is that we provide services, we'll write up proposals based on research that's been there. We'll say empirical evidence, evidence-based program. So we'll write up proposals based on that. And we're usually on the one side, most of the time we're trying to enforce and talk about prevention, and then we'll also enforce. We're trying to convince people to look at prevention, but at the same time, most of the money has been on the treatment side. And so here in Columbus, we've kind of like been working closer and closer together all the way around with prevention, enforcement, and treatment. And a few years ago, we started doing that. We put together a project, and actually was spearheaded by Mayor Coleman and a group of folks. A lot of us who were involved came together then, Dave, when we were meeting out at the police academy, saying, okay, how do we address these issues here? We can do the enforcement side, and we can provide some positive alternatives for folks, and also work on beautification in the community. So the idea was to do all of that together, called the broken window theory. And then, lo and behold, some folks from Ohio State got involved and said, hey, we're doing research on this, and that's our interest in violence. And then we started working together, and the beauty of this, what excites me is that we got the research component involved now at the same time. For the researchers, it was like, okay, we got some folks who are actually out there doing the work that we can work with to help us to make sure that what we're coming up with makes sense. So it's just like a beautiful marriage that we brought together. And as we're moving forward here now, this right here to me here in Central Ohio is a major piece, because we got a lot of those same players that are right here in the community. Folks come to it for different reasons. I know the driving force for me has been the ceasefire program. It's a program that's up in Chicago that's been doing the intervention of crime. So, there's different sides of it. Some people say it will work, some people say it won't, whatever the case may be, but we know we got to do something different because things just keep on changing. So for me today, what I wanted to do is, what I'm going to do actually, is present to you about a program that we started here in Columbus about 4 years ago, to do it for 3 years. That was our goal, to do it for 3 years. And it's called KIND, Collective Action for Youth and Neighborhood Development. The reason I'm excited about presenting it is that the challenges that we have in our community didn't come overnight. It takes time. Now we got started, there's a lot of energy there, and we moved forward, we got cooperation and things occurring, but the funding was there for 3 years, and at the end of the third year, actually initially it was there for 1 year, and we got another 3 years because we did well the first year, so we went up to 3 years, but they said that was it, and I didn't understand it, but I do understand it because I understand how the city operates, and we couldn't fund a program that the voters had not said this is a service that we want. Voters would rather get trash picked up at recreation centers and things like that. The police officers on the streets and all, so I understand that. Just my passion is social services, and so I wanted to deal with that. But the beauty of it, when the ceasefire came up, I think that where Columbus has an advantage at is that a number of us have already been working together. And the presentation that I will make today is where we ended up at, which I think will be a great beginning for how we move forward. So I'll go through that, and I'll do it quickly, and then I can take any questions. I can take questions right while we're going. It's not that many folks, so we'll go right on and make that happen. And so this is what it's about: a comprehensive collaborative community effort-oriented intervention initiative designed to prevent and reduce youth gang crime by providing positive alternatives. 5 core strategies: community mobilization, social intervention, provision of opportunity. So the community mobilization is bringing all the organizations together. The social intervention was the social services coming together at an early age, saying that not in terms of folks being involved in crime, it wasn't just that a person would commit a crime, but it might be a lifestyle. We talked about it earlier today in terms of some folks seeing those kind of things as normal because of what's going on around them and what's going on in their life. No excuse for it, but that there has to be a social intervention and then a provision of opportunities. Because sometimes when folks are hanging out and doing things because they call it having fun, so we have to have some other things for them to be involved in that are positive. And then suppression, obviously, because in terms of arrests, surveillance, people being on probation, all of those kind of things to track and keep up with individuals, because it was clear to us as we looked around, it is that even though some folks go, we don't want to arrest folks, in some situations, folks are doing things that they need to be arrested or to be incarcerated. So we're not trying to say don't arrest anybody, but there's a large number of groups. When we looked at the street organizations, and let's say, as an example, there's no research in this that I'm sharing other than my own personal experience, but if you have 50 young folks that are involved in an organization, let's make it easy, 100 folks that are involved in an organization, all it takes is one to be a killer. You might have 2 or 3 in there that feel that way. You have a few others that are exchanging, robbing drug houses because you can't call the police on each other. Then you got others that majority of them in there because safety issues. You know, you think about it. You're going to school by yourself. You're afraid. If you get involved in an organization, now you feel like you got some support. I'm not saying that that's what people need to be doing, but as adults, we do the same things. We get involved in different organizations, get involved in things, ask our self-esteem, all of that does occur. But we do push the suppression. And then the other piece, which I think is a big piece, which I believe that I know that this organization is about, is organizational change and development. And that's about changing and changing policy. One of the big things with myself at the African Central Personal Development Shop, where our major scope for service is counseling, and we do substance abuse and violence. One of the things that I see that does definitely have to occur is most of the organizations, we get funding or the tax dollars are allocated for what you do specifically. It's like in a column here, what you do specifically. But most people have issues in all of those columns. And so we don't cross over with one another because this is what we do, and we're taught to be the best at what we do, and we're very proud of what we do. But our customers, as much as we counsel them, they need employment. Our customers, as much as we counsel, they need to have some kind of counseling in terms of how to be a good parent. Customers and the importance of that, it's all of those things that are there. Healthcare. All of those things that are there that we know help that person holistically. So we have to look at how do we make those kind of changes there. And then these are folks, we had a steering committee that we brought together, and you can see there's a lot of different folks, different organizations that we brought together to make that happen. And all of this I gave you in the handout. These are the interventions, these are the organizations, and all of them listed and committed to what they wanted to do. And as you can see,